Alright guys, welcome to another episode of 2 and 3 Podcast. This is our first episode of our second series that we are rolling out called Entrepreneurship.
Yes, ma'am.
So on this series we will be interviewing entrepreneurs, learning about their journey, getting advice, telling us how they did it, when they did it, all kind of stuff, all things entrepreneurship basically.
Without further ado, let's introduce our first guest, Miss Jakiya. Yes, so today we are going to get the spiel on Jakiya's journey to entrepreneurship. How you doing, my girl?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
All right.
So I know what you do as an entrepreneur, but walk me and the people through the last few years that led you up to being a full-time successful braid stylist.
It has been a journey.
Yes, ma'am.
For sure.
Yeah.
It has been crazy. So I don't even know where to start. Where do I start?
Let's just start
like childhood or
no,
just like...
we gonna get to that. Let's start at pandemic.
Okay.
Let's start there because I feel like, what, how long you been braiding? 2 or 3 years?
2 years.
Let's start 2 years ago.
Okay, so when the pandemic happened, I was actually getting ready to open up a child care facility. I was doing child care from in-home, and then I was getting ready to go through the process of opening up my own facility, but the pandemic hit. And I had lost all the kids that I had except for 2 of them, and I wasn't making no money. So I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? So I started doing hair on the weekends, like braiding and stuff, because I mean, the people that know me know. That's why I was like, I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
The people that knows me that I've been doing hair forever. Like in college, it was my side hustle. I grew up in a salon. My mom being a cosmetologist, like it's just been in my life forever. So I knew it was something I could fall back on.
I don't think I knew you could braid like that though. I think I only knew you just to like do weaves,
like
and
sewing
straighten
and stuff.
Yeah, so it shocked me with the braids. I knew your mama braided, but I ain't know you
Honestly,
braid.
I didn't know I could braid like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I knew I could braid, but I didn't know I could braid like that.
Yeah, braid.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was like, okay, I need to pick up some money or whatever. And then I started picking up clients like on the weekends and stuff, because I still had 2 kids, but that was only like what, $250 a week. Like that was so terrible. That was so terrible.
You had to do what you had to do.
Yeah, so I started picking up clients, and then this is how I know like everything happens for a reason, and like God literally has the path mapped out for you. Because I had a friend, her name was Connie. Shout out to Connie. She braided and she got a whole salon and everything now. But she reached out to me and was like, hey, this girl is hosting this braid certification class. She was like, if I bring a friend, we can get a discount. She was like, do you want to come with me? And I was like, And I was hesitant because like, I was like, am I really going to put this to use? Like, I don't even really braid like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I going to really use this or whatever? But, everybody was telling me, like, girl, do it. Like, do it. Why not? Or whatever. So I did it. And really the rest is history. At the end of, like, sort of July, August or whatever, I sent out a letter to my kids, the 2 kids that I had. their moms letting them know that I was getting ready to pivot my career. And I needed to, make more money and stuff, follow a different path. And then in September I started braiding full time. My first 2 weeks booked immediately. I was like, oh, y'all.
So did you showcase work before you took your clients, or what did you do? I'm trying to remember. I'm braiding, y'all.
Yep.
Baby, I did, because
I told you started.
I swear to God, I'm telling you, that's how I started. I thought it was a little joke, but folks was watching.
And see, a lot of people, I feel like, the other day I was telling you I need to figure out my power because I know I have one. What is it? I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I like to reflect in our
Mm-hmm.
past episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at why people trust me so much with
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Like, why do people feel like they can put me in this position
Mm-hmm.
and trust me
Mm-hmm.
with whatever this position is, right? And it's because I have this gentle, kind, and sweet persona,
Mm-hmm.
right? I have this trustworthy persona. I'm always like a peacemaker. I'm always understanding, and I present myself in that way. I mean, it's just in me, you know. And so when I present that I'm doing something, they already trust me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's kind of the secret to anything. People
Mm-hmm.
aren't necessarily buying your product or booking your services because of the service they're buying you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Exactly.
I understand
So
that.
when I did it, and the fact that people knew me as the daughter of someone who does hair.
Ooh, I'm
you know
glad
what
you're
I'm
saying that. Yes, ma'am.
like they was like, okay, we can trust her.
Yeah.
And so my
Who
first
mom
few
is.
clients were people that knew me, of course.
Yeah.
But
Did what it had to do.
yeah.
I'm glad you said that about your mama, because my next question was, I know people say it's in me and not on me, and it truly is in you because your
Yeah.
mama was a stylist. So how was it being the child to a stylist?
You know, people think, no, this the thing. People think that, like, just because my mama, or if you have somebody, you know, like a parent or whatever that does hair, that you get your hair done all the time. When it's truly the opposite.
Yeah.
Like, my mama did not want to do my hair.
What?
But it's because she work all day. You work
Yeah.
all day serving everybody else. So at the end of the day, I don't want to sit here and do your hair for free. Like,
But you gotta understand
you
that
know.
that's how it probably is with you doing your own hair. So you
Uh-huh.
understand, it's like you a service to everybody else, but when it comes to
Yeah.
your hair, ooh, honey, I get to it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
I
why I'm willing to pay something like braid my own hair. No, ma'am.
Babe, I'm
No,
dreading
ma'am.
doing mine, so I think I really didn't change mine.
Because you don't want to.
No.
So. But it was fun, though. Like,
Yeah.
I used to love being in the salons. I used to love, you know, just watching the transformation. I was so intrigued. And then my mama, you know, she started utilizing me when I got older. And, like, come put these rollers in my head.
Mhm.
Come wrap my hair up. Come wash my hair. So now, if I'm home or something like that, even though I'm not a licensed cosmetologist, I'm a
Mhm.
licensed braider.
Mhm.
You know, when I'm home and she want her hair done, I'm going to the shop with her and I'm washing her hair and stuff for her. I'm perming her hair for her. I'm doing whatever because I know how to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
So do you think being in the shop with your mama really grew your love for hair, or have you always just been intrigued with your hair?
Actually, I think it did. It grew my love.
Yeah.
It definitely grew my love, and I feel like it just taught me, because I mean, your hair is a big part of your appearance. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we having a bad hair day, we ain't feeling ourselves. You know. So it just grew this whole beauty part inside of me. Like, it just grew. I don't know how to describe
Well,
it.
you
It just,
described
like,
it the way you need to. I understand it. I just feel like when it comes to hair in general, it's just like your crown, whether it's a man or a female. It's like, this is what you're leading with, you know. So you want your top to lead the rest, you know. So no, I get that.
Yeah.
So as being an entrepreneur, what are some of your favorite aspects of being an entrepreneur? Because I know we've talked about you having your own free time.
That's exactly it. I love being an entrepreneur because I get to make my own schedule. As far as freeing my time, I still don't feel like I've gotten there yet, but I do enjoy the freedom of creating my own schedule and being able to take off whenever I want to. I don't have to answer to anybody. You know, if I don't feel like working, like, I can just be like, I don't want to work today. Not saying I cancel on my clients, but it's just like, I know, like, okay, if I'm finna work, I can have a 4-day week, a 3-day week if I want to. Like, if I'm not feeling up to par on Sunday, I can be like, okay, well, I'm gonna schedule this week to only take 2 clients because I need a break. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need some mental health check or something. So that's my favorite part of entrepreneurship, for sure. Did you ask me what was the...
No, but it's leading to my next question, so you can go ahead and answer it. But let me say this. So I know we keep talking about the highs of being an entrepreneur. I want people to really understand that there are lows. So let's talk about that.
The lows of entrepreneurship. One of the lows is you work 24/7. Regardless, I know I just said that I can take off, but even on my off days, my brain is still like, what can I do? You know what I'm saying?
Let me say the reason why you are working 24/7 because you're the accountant, you're the secretary, you're the worker, you're everything. You ain't got no choice, you know? So yeah, go ahead.
No, seriously, that's it though. Like, even on my off days, I'm like, okay, I need to create a flyer, I need to edit a video, I need to post on social media. I need to respond to these DMs, these text messages. Like it's
lot.
like everything. So it's just like, and that's why I'll be saying like I love the industry that I'm in, but I also hate it because you gotta have thick skin. You gotta have thick skin. I mean, everybody know like on social media now how hairstylists are just getting so much, like they drilling us.
Like when I say
like they
dragging, like playing no games,
mollywopping us
hear
through
me?
these social media streets, okay? And you really gotta have tough skin, because I don't take any of it personal, because I know how I run my business, you know. And I've had people come at me like I am a hairstylist that's extremely unprofessional or whatever, but you just gotta have thick skin, because what people don't realize, like people say hairstylists pick and choose who hair they want to do. Well, first of all, I have that right, you know, because this is my business, you know, and all money ain't good money. But like if you DM me, you gotta realize I'm a hairstylist or I'm a braider. So if you're DMing me between the hours of 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., I'm probably working.
Doing hair. Hello?
I'm working, right? And after that, if I got kids, I got a family, I'm at home trying to be a family person. So sometimes, you know, for me, I don't have business hours. You could text me at 12 o'clock. If I'm up, I'm gonna respond. You know, if I'm not, then you will get me the next day or whatever. And sometimes I do pause while I'm working if I get a text message or a phone call, you know, but for the most part, I answer when I can, you know. And sometimes I might see your message, especially when I used to wear my Apple Watch. I might see your message and it'll open it, but I'm really not available to respond.
You don't wear it anymore?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't wear it because I need to get a new band.
Oh, you think because it kind of distracts you. No, I understand.
No, but when I have my Apple Watch, you know, I will look and like, oh, she texts me, and by the time I finish, I forget to respond. Sometimes we just forget to respond.
I'm telling you, I thought it used to just be on purpose, but seeing now and schedule them picked up, no, it'd be on accident. I'd be busy, so I get it.
And people say like, oh, well, you need to hire an assistant. Okay, well, are you gonna pay for an assistant?
Yeah, right.
Because all of us have different schedules.
Right.
You know, we have different things. And then, okay, so if we hire an assistant, that means I gotta raise my prices. And people are already complaining that $300 for raise is too much.
Price is finna go up anyway.
It's a dilemma. Like everything we do, there's
you
like,
gotta do what's best for you, though.
You know, some lashback on it. So that's the downfall of like, you can't please everybody and you working 24/7, literally.
Let me go back to the statement you said. People say that you pick and choose on whose hair you want to do. When I used to say that, it wouldn't be that the people wouldn't do my hair, they just wouldn't do my hair to the quality that they may have did their friend hair. Like, why I got 17 braids in the middle and your friend got 55? Like, you know, so it'd just be that kind of thing. So honey, it is the bad ones out there, but you ain't one of them. My girl is legit now. Now let me ask you this. So I know that you are an entrepreneur, but you also are a mother to Xander. So giving birth to Xander, did that make you go even harder when you decided to be an entrepreneur, or how did that affect you?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't even an entrepreneur before I had him.
Yeah,
I was working. Miserable. And honestly, if I wouldn't have had him, baby, I probably might not have still been at that job, but I would have been at somebody's job. You know, I would have been somewhere probably still working.
Why you feel that?
Because he lit the fire.
Oh, he needs the time, the attention.
He needs the time and attention, and I wanted to give that. Like, I take being a mom very, very, very seriously. I love it.
So he really made you jump off the porch.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So I did whatever I had to do to be able to have that extra time with him.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
So within the next year, where do you see She Plus Hair Beauty? Because baby, we up.
You said the next
year?
I say
1 year. I ain't even give you 10 to 5. I say 1.
Okay, in the next 1 year, I see myself with She Plus Hair Beauty. Of course, my products will be back. I do see the entire line being back. The shampoo, the conditioner, moisturizer, and the oil, and maybe even another product. I see me... Do I want to say that?
If you don't want to, don't. Baby, I know I can't tell all of my secrets. If you don't want to share the go, keep it sis.
That goal I'm not gonna share, but I do see within the next year or two me making that my full-time job and stepping away from behind the chair.
Yeah.
I have a real plan in place and I'm ready.
No, it's gonna work out as long as you believe it will.
Yeah. Okay,
so I know you just told me about your hair products coming back So I want you to tell me, how did you even get started with hair products in the first place? But you got the oil, conditioner, and the shampoo, right? Okay.
So I do want to make clear that braiding is my full-time job. When I said to make this my full-time job, I'm talking about my products.
Yeah. Okay.
My full-time job, and I step away from behind the chair. But so a lot of people think that like the products only came about when I launched them in 2019, but that's not when they came about. I actually, in college, I think it might have been 2015 or 14, one of them. And my roommate, she can vouch for me. I used to be in our kitchen trying to whip up my own products because I was telling her that that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But they kept failing. Like they will spoil, they will go bad, or they stink real bad.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, I just couldn't get the formulas together. And so I kind of, I'm not gonna say I gave up on it, but you know, when something started to frustrate me, I take a break. And then to fast forward, you know, graduation happened. Got into a relationship, had a baby, all of that stuff. So in 2019, when I brought it back, I found I went a different route. Instead of hand making them myself, I found me a manufacturer that will make them for me or whatever. And so that's pretty much how that came about.
Well, I'm gonna say this: the first time, I think you had did me a rod set or something. And she had used just a sample of the oil, and I swear to God, I'm not making this up. My hair had to start going that same minute because my head started itching so bad. I said, I know my hair growing. But seriously, the oil, y'all, I have been talking to Jakiya about this oil since we haven't had it in a little while. But I was like, girl, I need the oil because I'm not lying to you. That oil made my hair grow so much. The shampoo is just all natural. The conditioner just like milk just soaks into your hair. So honey, if you ain't tried the products when they relaunch, you gotta get them because I promise you. Listen.
I love them, and I tell people that they're good, but of course they're my products. Yeah. So it's like, of course you're gonna say they're good.
Of course.
So
and I ain't just saying that because you're my friend. I know for a fact because I review and tell the truth.
Yeah, I have testimonials and stuff of people like, and it makes me feel so good because it's like. People see, like, they get it, like, this is real, like, this ain't no shade, but you know what I'm saying, like, this ain't that, you know, like, this is good, like, this is some good stuff, because I don't play about my hair, people know that, so, if I'm gonna put it out into the world, it's going to be good.
No, I understand that. It's just like, because you know I have a product, so when it comes to you actually formulating something yourself, it's like you have trust in your product, but then when you actually put it out to the world and you get the testimonies back, it's like you were expecting to hear something, but to hear what you hear, oh, I did that.
Yeah.
I already know. Yeah. I already know.
Yeah,
I know that's how you
exactly
feel. I already know.
That's exactly like, ooh, girl, you did that.
Yeah, no, you put your all into it because that's what you truly care about. So it's going to show every time. So I want you to walk me through just like, what is your day-to-day activity look like for a stylist?
Okay, so as a stylist, and including the mom part, during the school year or whatever, I wake up at probably like 5:30 in the morning. And even during the summer though, I still wake up early in the morning because I just have to get started. Like I can't sleep in. But I wake up at like 5:30, I get myself ready, then I wake Xander up and get him ready, and we headed at the door at like 7 o'clock. It takes me about 30 minutes or so depending on traffic to get to his school. And then the car riding line started moving at like 7:45, and you know he has to be in school by 8 o'clock or whatever. And then so by 8 o'clock I'm leaving his school and I'm coming back home to work. It takes me about 30 minutes to get back home, so about 8:30. From like 8:30 to 9, I'm either gonna eat me some breakfast and get prepared for my client and stuff like that. If my client get here at 9, I only start braids at 9 o'clock. So unless it's the summertime, then I can start earlier because I don't have to take Xan to school. But during the school system, I start at 9 o'clock. And then just depending on what I'm doing, I work from about 9 to like 5 or 6 or something like that. Sometimes I finish before 2, which is when Zane get out of school. So if I finish before 2, like if I finish at like 1:30, I can go get him from school because traffic is just different in the afternoon than it is around that time versus in the morning.
It's like lunchtime,
Yeah.
so it's not as busy, but
yeah. So I can go get him from school. But if I don't be finished by 2, then his dad or his aunt go pick him up from school and bring him home for his therapy. That start at 2:30, and he has therapy from 2:30 to 5. And then, like I said, I normally finish working between like 5 or 6, sometimes before the end or whatever. And then after that, we eat dinner. Either I cook something or some meal prep or go get some food if I'm just like dog tired.
Yeah, gotta do
or
what you
whatever.
gotta do.
Yeah, and we eat. You know, we play, we chill, whatever. You know, he don't really have homework right now because he in school. So we eat, we play, or whatever. Then I bathe him. About 8 o'clock, he take a bath. I take a bath. We go to bed.
Well, let me say this. It sounds as if you do have your schedule down to a T. I want to ask, how do you implement your self-care? Because it sounds like you're working, you know?
It is hard, I ain't gonna lie to you. On my off days, like if I'm off, because I'm off on Friday and Sunday. And then of course if I choose to have some off days throughout the week or whatever, that's when I implement self-care.
Gotcha.
So like when he at school, I go get my feet done or my hair done. Normally I do my own hair, but I don't braid my own hair, but like washing and blow drying and trimming and stuff, I do it myself. But my hair or whatever, go spend some time, go shopping, go, you know, whatever, to like run errands and stuff like that.
Oh, you do
on
a good
my
job.
off days.
So let me say this. I know that every industry has a trend. Everything is trending at this moment. So are you into trends? How do you feel about that? Is that what's keeping you booked and busy? Honey, let us know.
No, I don't believe in trends.
Me neither, sis. Let's go.
I don't believe in trends. I don't believe in following trends because I feel like you should stay in your own lane. I feel like when you looking at what Sally and Sue doing, you're not focused on your own road. And you can't pay attention to what everybody else doing. The people who are setting these trends, they setting them because they in their own lane. You know what I'm saying? But I don't believe in them. So it's just like I just do me.
Yeah.
Really.
The way that I feel about that is like, I feel like maybe when I was younger and had a different mindset, I probably was looking around and seeing what everybody was doing and I was trying to do so. But it's like, me being who I am now, I know for a fact that I got to make my own table. I do not fit in doing what everybody else do. Because, babe, I can't even do the TikTok dance. I can't keep up. So it's just like, you know, staying in your own lane is the best thing to do. So, no, I don't do the trends either. So I feel you on it.
I mean, and it's not to say that it's not, I mean, because when you run a business, it is good to, you know, make sure you
got to stay up to date.
Get
that part. Yeah.
What everybody doing. But it's just like to try to copy what they doing or whatever. No. No.
Can't do it. So, I know you have had to deal with it, but how do you deal with having disagreements with your customers? Not the deep breath. Not the deep breath. My girl said this is a big one.
So anybody that knows me knows that I'm not confrontational. So this is just a public service announcement. I will send you your little $25 deposit back real quick and dismiss your services and block you from booking with me again. I don't do the back and forth with clients. You know, we not arguing. We not doing none of that. It's a simple block you from my booking site and send you your $25 back. Or, you know, before I respond, like if I feel like somebody being rude to me or unreasonable or something, I would consult with my mom and my friends to be like, am I in the wrong here? Like, am I taking this wrong? Am I taking this personal? Because I know sometimes we get overwhelmed with getting people asking us the same questions and stuff like that, to the point where it's just like, I can be sometimes like, okay, Pooh, she just asking. Or, you know, like, I done call myself
Girl, she did. Look, listen, I heard it and I was gonna keep over. I said, this girl didn't call her own nickname. Okay.
But
hey,
yeah, like, you know, like, okay, she just asking, it's not that big of a deal. But most of the time it don't be me, it really do be them.
Yeah,
but
it's not rude to me. Folks is getting crazy. Folks try to run your business.
No, they will. But yeah, just setting those boundaries, and I will send you, but I'm only sending your money back if I feel like we having a disagreement and I don't want to deal with it. Now, if you just say, hey, I can't come because of such and such, then I'm sorry.
You done lost your money, bro. That was on you. I ain't
like with me, you get one free reschedule, so we can reschedule. But after that, then it's
another
just
deposit, another appointment.
Yeah.
I already know. Well, I know that you, and I'm not going to say this because it may not be true. I feel like you know how to grade. Cool. But how do you deal with the funding of having to supply like the hair and you wanting to introduce your products again? How are you dealing with the funding of your business? So I feel like the skill is there, so you don't have to pay for that, but of course you need the material.
Yeah. So for like the materials I use, like, so my braiding business and my hair business is under the same name, but I run them like two separate businesses. So the braiding, of course, is what funds my life. And what people don't know is a deposit is, for me anyway, I don't know how anybody else run their business, but that $25 deposit goes toward the braiding hair and the products that I use to do your hair, right? So when people send that, it's almost like it's already spent because I'm going to buy your hair, because I provide hair. Like, you don't have to bring anything or do anything other than come wash and blow dry. So it's just like, that money is what I use to fund all the hair that I buy, all the products that I buy and stuff like that. Like, that literally goes into its own business account, right? So when you pay $25 online, which is why I stopped allowing people to pay in full, because half of that $25 isn't mine. So it goes into a whole separate account. And then when you pay me in cash, that goes into my personal account. And so that's how I fund that part. Now with my products, honey, I've been funding that out my pocket. So it's all about trying to save money and stuff like that. But here lately, because I'm gonna be honest, in the beginning when I started the products and stuff, I didn't have any legal paperwork. All I had was EIN number. I didn't have like LLC, business license and stuff like that. So I wasn't able to get like real funding, but I did that strategically, like on purpose, because you don't want to go jump the gun and get all of that stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you told me that.
And it don't work out, you know what I'm saying, or you find out like, this ain't what I really want to do, this ain't for me, you know, or whatever. So I wouldn't recommend jumping the gun and getting all that stuff anyway. But I mean, if you want funding and stuff, you got to do that. Here lately, I've been funding it through a credit line. Like this new rebranding and relaunching that I'm doing, I have a credit line, even though I'm still paying it back out of my pocket. So it's like,
not all at once.
Just not all at one sitting.
Well, I know you didn't want to do it, and you had to hit the bump of having to break down and open up the credit line to fuel, but I mean, you know, everybody knows it's a different level, so you just gotta upgrade and do what you gotta do. But what has been some of your toughest moments that you have to deal with as far as your journey of being an entrepreneur, and how did you get past those?
My toughest moment was that damn pandemic. Like I said, that pandemic either made or broke me. It definitely made me. It definitely did not break me. But that was the toughest moment, because what people don't realize is that the world shut down. So if the world shut down, stuff stopped moving. Nobody's working. Nothing is happening, right? And so when you need materials like bottles, labels, all of that stuff, people was telling me, oh, it's going to take 10 weeks.
Seriously?
10
Seriously?
weeks? That's 3 months.
No, we're different, but tea bags on my end, so I know what you're talking about.
Like, if 3 months to get what I need, like, how do I sustain business, you know? So that forced me to have to take a break, and that's why my products, I stopped selling them for a while.
I'm glad that you just said that, because, you know, hey, I'm just going to be more realistic as I know how to be. It's word, again, that we're about to go into another shutdown. How are you going to prepare to make sure that you have your products?
You stock up.
Yes, ma'am. That's what it's gonna be. So listen.
So if you run a business right now, you need to stock up.
Seriously.
On products, material, whatever.
Shipping, everything you need to have to make your products. Because if it shut down again, baby, we up. It ain't. We gotta keep it circulating within us, because if it's gonna happen again, we gotta depend on ourselves. So stock up, get your business together, and do what you gotta do. Because who knows what we finna run into again.
Exactly.
For sure. Dang, I'm glad you said that. Have you ever dealt with imposter syndrome?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
I do all the time, and for different reasons. So one of the reasons is I dream really big. Like, I dream really big. Like, when I close my eyes and envision my life and envision myself, I look like a whole totally different person.
Mm-hmm.
So not like physically.
Yeah.
So,
No. You just see where you are. Yeah, I understand that.
I see that.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it get in my head. I don't know if you all have ever heard the phrase of being afraid of success.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I'm afraid, but it's just, it makes you think like, dang, do I really deserve that? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I really that good to be able to get to that spot?
I'm gonna say this and why you probably feel like this, because I know it to be true just because of me. We haven't been able to touch the people who have gotten there. You know what I'm saying? We've only been able to see people we don't know. So the fact that you feel that it's in you, that's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And I have to remind myself, like, you are, like, look at you. Look what you're doing now. Like, you are way, like, that's what goes
I
back
hate
to
to
reflecting.
say it, but it's the truth.
Yeah, like, look at you. Like, you are way further than where you used to be. Like, you're on your way. You've taken the steps and you're still taking steps. So it's not something that you cannot attain. Like, you're on the way. Like, you're almost there.
I kind of feel like people look at where they want to be so much instead of where they are, and going back to the reflection thing is because we wake up in the same body every single day that we don't realize that we making strides every single day. That has to be what it is.
Yeah. People don't realize that.
But when you run into people
stuck into routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you run into people who possibly haven't seen you or whatever, they'll be able to be like, dang girl, look at you. Dang boy, look at you. But I guess if you waking up and seeing yourself every day and you aren't doing that self-reflection on where I was as often as possible, you just like, dang, I still ain't where I want to be.
And that's why it's so important to have goals. It's so important to have goals, big and small. And it's so important to have to-do lists so you can take steps towards those goals every day. Because it's just like, if you wake up every day and get stuck in your routine and you don't really have a direction, and when you have goals, you have to write it down and make it clear, baby. You got to say, I need this amount of money to get to this amount of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta have this amount of money in a savings account. I gotta have this amount of money to buy this house, this car, these shoes, these whatever it is that you want. To start this business, I need this. To be able to leave this job, I need this. Like, you gotta have it written down and clear, because that's gonna get you striving. Like, you're gonna be like, all right, I gotta get this. I need to take another client. I need to do this. I need to
maybe
do that. Like,
that talking stuff has to end, because I'm gonna just say it, and I know it to be true. Faith without work is dead. You can say so much stuff, you can believe so much stuff, but you ain't meeting the person halfway on even doing your part. You just talk, baby.
No, for real.
Seriously. So write that down and really strive towards your goals. Because you're going to still be stuck in the same place, what, in a year from now? 2, 3, 4, 5 years?
That's why I told you, you know, you asked me where do I see myself in the next year. In the next year or two, I know that number.
Yeah, I already know. That's why I said I don't even need the far. I need to know that's tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So, no. Yeah. It's that quick. It's possible. Literally, just work. Stay consistent. That's the key.
Exactly.
So I want you to leave the people with some of the most, or your most positive affirmation that you tell yourself to keep yourself going, to strive towards your goal. Strive. Lord God, I can't talk.
I only have one.
Okay, what is it?
And it's gonna sound cliche.
So?
Bet on yourself.
Ooh.
Bet on yourself every single time.
Yeah.
Because I'm glad that you said faith without works is dead. Because every step that I have made, I took a leap of faith. And when I say faith, I'm not talking about your religion or what you believe in. I'm talking about faith in yourself.
Yeah, because that's where it's at.
You can have faith in God or your higher power, whoever you believe in, but if you believe in the higher power, then that means you believe that higher power is it within you.
It is.
So that's yourself.
You got to understand nobody going to save you but yourself. Literally, everything you need is within you, I swear.
Exactly.
If you don't believe yourself, who going to do it?
Exactly. God is in me. If He is in me, He is in the universe, the stars, the sun, the earth, Mother Earth. He's in everything. And so when I bet on myself, I bet that whatever I believe in will come to life. Like, whatever I want, it will happen. Like, I have to believe. Like, you have to believe.
You can't do nothing but believe. Like, when I say I be so happy, just be like, dang, I know this is gonna happen. Like, get excited about that. Because it's like,
you talk about it with assurance. Like, I know that I'm gonna be here. I tell my mama all the time, I'm gonna be a millionaire.
I first probably be laughing at me when I say that, but I know it to be true. Like, I'm gonna be the first don't. Like, I know who I am. I know what's in me, and you know what's in you, so it's only possible.
I always say, I just hold tight. Just hold tight.
I already just said I ain't gonna grow up to be nothing. Oh, I'm gonna be somebody.
Yeah.
Like.
Yep. Bet on yourself. That's the only affirmation. When you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror and you say, I bet on myself.
And believe it.
Yeah.
Like, really believe what you're saying.
I bet on myself.
Talking to yourself. You ain't crazy. You got to talk to yourself.
No,
Your higher self, talk to yourself. I promise you will feel better about everything.
And that's what kills out my imposter syndrome.
I speak over myself every day. I got to.
Yeah.
I got to.
Because I spoke about it in our past mental health episode about having anxiety. And anxiety will have you thinking that you're not worthy. It will have you thinking, it will have you scared of the future. But when you bet on yourself, like you have to learn how to, it ain't nothing but the devil.
Seriously.
So you have to learn to tell yourself, like, I bet on myself. And when I say that to myself, I know it sounds cliche, but if you wake up every day and tell yourself, I bet on myself today, like, you don't want to let yourself down. Like, it gives you so much motivation. Like, girl, I believe in me.
Seriously.
I believe in me.
It feels good to be self-sufficient.
Yes, it does. It really does. And then when you actually go through with it, and at the end of the day, you lay down and be like, I did it.
It's exciting. It feels so good. Like, I can't explain it more than that. So trust me, I get it. Like,
it does.
Go for the goals, y'all. Reach for them. It's no limitations. The only limitation is yourself. Like, just go get it. That's all I can say.
And I can give y'all an example if y'all want to. For like what's happening to me recently. Like, okay, so with my hair products, everything, I worked with graphic designers. I worked with 3 of them. They all were a fail. The last one almost ended in a tussle. So, like, girl, I was ended in a tussle. So I have a little bit of PTSD with working with graphic designers. But I told myself this time around, like, the vision that I'm not a graphic designer.
Yeah.
But everything I did on my own. So all my labeling, all my, you know, we took product pictures. She helped me with that. Like, everything was done on my own. And so this time around, I know my vision, right? And I know that I cannot, when you have a business, please do not sell yourself short.
No.
You cannot do it alone. Like, you're not a trained graphic designer. You didn't go to school. You didn't get the training. You didn't put in the time or the work. If you didn't do that, then you cannot create your own graphics. You're going to have to find somebody that can be like a brand strategist and a graphic designer that works together and bring your brand to life. And so that's not cheap. Running a business is not cheap. So when I tell y'all, like, do not lowball yourself. Like, I get it if you don't have the money. Yeah. Because that was me.
Do what you gotta do to start off. But when you get to the next level, you gotta.
But in order to elevate, you have to spend money. That's why, like, this line of credit that I have, I needed it because I'm not in the business of dropping thousands of dollars in one time. Like, that just hurts my heart. I can't do that. But you know, when it comes to this, like, now I really feel like a true boss.
You
like,
are. I've been listening.
I have somebody on
it's
payroll.
Boss. Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. No,
for
but
real,
like,
you
I
are.
have somebody on payroll that is helping me brand my business. You know, like, all I have to do is give them the direction. Like, I'm telling them what I want, what I need, how I'm building the team, right? Like, I'm building a team of people that's going to help my brand flourish, you know? So it's just like, now, you know, even though this is thousands of dollars I had to drop, I know that it's going to be done right, it's going to be done professionally, and it's going to actually reach the people I want it to reach. So don't lowball yourself, for real. Like,
don't be scared to spend the money. And just going back to my first interview that I did with Miss Karen Collier, shout out to Karen. Scared money don't make no money.
Exactly. She did say that. Scared money don't
make no money. I ain't never forget, scared money don't make no money.
You just gotta, and that goes back to betting on yourself. When you put that money in, it makes you work harder too. Like, dang, I just spent thousands of dollars on this. Oh, we got to do this for real.
To get that back in my investment, for sure. Exactly. Yeah, I already know.
That makes you go even harder because you feel like a real boss. Like, I'm putting in all this money, all this time, and you don't have no choice at this point.
It feels good though, you know, because it's like, I ain't knocking a 9 to 5, but it's like when you really see yourself out here getting it and you building your own legacy, it hit different. It really does. It
really does. It is so different, and it's so rewarding. Like I said, I want this to be, it's going to be my full-time job.
It is her full-time job.
Exactly. Yeah. In the next 1 to 2 years, for real.
So I know that I know that we're talking about you braiding hair and you're going to pivot into you just doing your hairline is supplying your life. Do you advise people to do multiple things, and if that one thing pops, boom? Or do you think people should just find one avenue and just focus on it?
One avenue, only because I've tried it. I've tried to juggle multiple things like at one time, and it just does not work. Like, you're gonna have to focus in on one thing. Like, you can't expect to start something and it's just in the beginning stages of not even making you a full-time income, and then want to start something else, because you can't divide your time between the two. Like, you gonna feel burnt out and overwhelmed. So focus on one thing and stick to it. Let it get to the point where it runs itself. You get what I'm saying? And then if you have other things you want to do, because I have a plethora of things, plethora,
whatever
that word. I have
a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, y'all know what you mean, because I can't talk either. But anyway, I get what you're saying, because it's fueling everything else. Yeah.
I have a lot of things that I want to do. So it's like, but I have to get something off to fund this, right? Just like me braiding this was funding this. And so when that get done, I can let go of braiding, and then I can fund something else. And this run itself, and it's called passive income.
And I'm going to say this, and I was hard-headed years ago, and if she's watching this, just know I was being hard-headed. So, she doesn't know this, but I call her my mentor.
Oh.
Her name is Key. She stays in Atlanta, Georgia, but when the pandemic hit, as I do Jakiya, I be wanting to quit jobs without having a plan, because I know I'm not a worker. I don't knock nobody who is, but I know I wasn't put here for this, you know? So she told me when the pandemic hit, and this is when I started my other business, she said, Keandra, can you not work and let that supply your business? I'm telling her, no, I sure can't. I don't want to work. I'm crying. I'm just, no, I don't want to hear that. But it's like, even just going back to when we talked to Karen, and even just hearing this for you, you have to literally have something fueling what you actually want to do. So working in baby steps versus just trying to go ahead and push it, it's better to build your foundation than acting like you already made it. You got to start from somewhere. So I will never, ever, ever try to run before I crawl. Period.
Yep, and that's what people feel. Like, you cannot quit a job or quit what you're doing without a plan.
Baby,
like, you can't.
Listen, if you ever need somebody to talk to, call me, because the amount of jobs that I've quit within the last 2 years is longer than my resume at this point. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yep. Because when I quit my job, I definitely had a plan.
But you had a plan, though, you know? I ain't never had no plan. And I got one now, but still, you know, it's like, I just be ready to do it. Just do it. I got that kind of mentality, just do it. Which I get it, but you gotta think about stuff sometimes.
Yep,
You're thinking, baby. I wasn't thinking. So no, I believe you did it the right way. I said all that to say this. I believe that you did it the right way. So I applaud you for that, because I don't know if you know, but I be watching you, because I mean, you're very successful to me. You have your own business. You're doing it with a child on top of that, you know? So it's like, how can I not watch you and ask for notes and do this? It's like, you're doing it the correct way. I don't know what I'm doing. Doing the best that I can, you know?
Is, I don't know what I'm doing.
Girl, it's in you. That's the thing, you know?
Yeah, that's why I told you, like, trying to figure out my power, because I know that it's in me because I'm doing it, but it's just like, I don't have no mentor, no guidance. Like, nobody around me is doing this, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody in my family is
definitely
doing
not
this.
in mine.
Like, nobody close to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like, well, my mom, she was, you know, technically an entrepreneur, self-employed, but, you know, I really didn't look at it that way growing up or whatever. I didn't think of it like, that's a whole nother story for another day. But like, I just didn't look at it that way growing up. So it's just like, but she never like, this what you do, this what you do, this what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this wasn't,
still having to figure it out.
Yeah, and this wasn't even her plan for me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You're supposed to be a nurse or something.
Yeah.
No way. I'm supposed to be physical therapy. Oh Lord, thank you, God.
Thank you, Lord Jesus. Thank you. But yeah, so it's just like, it just fell into my lap, like, you know what I'm saying? It was like the baton was passed down and it's your turn. And what's crazy is, I'm not the only one in my family that can braid and stuff like that outside of my mama. You know, my mama literally passed this gift down to my sister, my sister's kids. They braid, they do hair and stuff too. And I truly believe that, like, when I say it's in me, like, it's literally built into my DNA. I feel like this is what's supposed to happen. Like this is one of us is supposed to break the cycle. Like, and it's gonna keep this gift of being able to provide somebody with this service and make them feel beautiful and give them this gift of, like, you know, confidence with their hair. You know, it's gonna be passed down to all of us until one of us built the empire, until one of us built the dynasty. I was thinking about that the other day because I was just like, it's just so crazy, because I look at my mama life and where she came from and how she is now and the things she went through over life throughout that time. As a kid, you don't pay attention to stuff like that, but my mama came from extreme poverty. Like, my mama took me back to places like where she grew up and stuff like that, and I'm just looking like,
how? I
never had to feel any of that. I never had to live in any of that. Like, people growing up, people thought I was rich. Like, I would had a silver gold spoon in my mouth or whatever. And I'm like, nah, I'm not rich. You know what I'm saying? But my mama provided such a good life for us when she came from absolutely nothing. You know, and so I applaud her, because I know sometimes I have my, you know, my thoughts about how my childhood should have went or whatever, but to just think about how far she came, she even broke some chains. She even broke some cycles.
It's just every generation got to just be better,
keep going,
and better, and better. You know,
going. You have to.
That's
keep
the
going.
only thing I can
I was
say.
thinking about that the other day, because I was like, I needed to feel a sense of appreciation, because I was just in a bad space mentally, and I was just thinking about like how, like, I really people don't realize the power of your mind.
You ain't even got to beat a tongue. I swear.
No,
I know.
You don't even got to beat a tongue.
Trust
It's your
me.
mind. You ain't even got to speak these things.
Because your mind telling your mouth what to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you think them. So I was like, I need to get a feeling of appreciation or something, because my energy is very low and I'm thinking negative thoughts, you know. So I was like, you know, started reflecting and thinking about over her life, and then the life that she provided me. I didn't feel none of that struggle. You get what I'm saying? Like, growing up, I can see, like, looking back over my childhood, I can see like the ups and downs and stuff like that. But for the most part, I didn't feel any sense of pain or struggle as a child. And so growing up and being an adult now, you know, I have a real appreciation for my mom.
That was probably her hurdle that she had to overcome.
Yep. So we didn't have to experience that. She literally introduced me into a better life. My mama bought a house and built it from the ground up. She bought the lot. The house wasn't even bought yet. My mama got a book where, as a hairstylist, full-time entrepreneur, and she got a book where she went and took pictures and tracked the progress. So she got pictures of nothing but dirt, and she got pictures of the foundation being laid, of the wood poles and stuff being laid, the brick, like, she got all these pictures, and I'm just like, wow, you know what I'm saying?
I'm
like,
getting chills
that.
because you only know that that's gonna happen to you, but 10 times better.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
Shalonda did that.
She did. Mama said, if you watching that, girl, you did that.
Baby, you did. Yes, ma'am.
But yeah, like, I think about those things and I be like, man, she did that without nobody signing a check for her. Like, she went and got it. Like,
Didn't wait on nothing. Like, yeah.
She built her clientele.
She
She
did.
working her
And I meant to say this earlier. Baby, she used to do me and Jakiya hair. Hold on. I know we had the same hairstyle at some point. I think it was like some little twist and some rods or something. Yeah, my girl had me hooked up in middle school. She did.
For sure, my mama was that girl.
She really was. She even did my mama hair. She was that girl.
She used to wear them bob braids.
I
remember.
Yeah, she did. The bob. Nah, baby, she was the bob braids.
I wish somebody would book some.
Ooh.
With the little burnt tips.
Yeah.
I love them braids.
I wonder how I look with them.
I think it'd be cute. You know something? You should do it.
Oh, we talking, yeah. Them would be cute on me. I can see that for me. Okay, we can try it out. Okay.
Yep. But yeah, like, it's the power of the mind. Like, you have to think positive thoughts. Like, all of that play a part in you becoming successful as an entrepreneur. Because if you don't think that you can do it, you're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah.
You gotta bet on yourself. You gotta believe in yourself.
Please do.
Because everybody in the world can believe in you, but if you don't, it's not gonna happen. So I tell people all the time, like, even though I have my moments, because we all have our moments, but I tell myself all the time, like, it's in you. You can do it. And that's all it takes, literally.
Well, you're doing a really good job. I want you to know that.
Thank
if I ain't gave them to you, which I know I have, here's your flowers.
Thank you. Thank you, Flowers.
Did you want to leave the people with anything else before we wrap your episode up? Because this was amazing. I love to talk.
It was good. It was good. I don't think I have anything else. Like I done said a million times, bet on yourself. And yeah, stay in your own lane, stay focused. Don't worry about what Sally and Sue is doing. And just do you.
Stay in a high vibration. Don't let the world affect your mind. Just stay up and stay prayed up. That's all I can say.
And educate yourself on financial literacy.
That part. That part. My girl, don't never let them finances go down. My part was the mental. Hers is that moolah.
Okay.
But yeah, for sure. But in the meantime, 2 and 3, we out.